out there? How's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in. Another Saturday. We're going to just talk about a little basic music theory stuff today. If you have any questions, you can type them in. I got my buddy Brian here helping out. You all right, Brian? You were hitting a lot of buttons.
I had to fix something.
What was wrong?
It wasn't on live. It was on some kind of a 15-second
Okay.
recording.
Okay. All right. Thanks for figuring that out.
Yeah.
I do have at martymusic.com. I've got a course that I shot a little over a year ago with my guitar teacher, Chris Sherland, and it's a music theory 101 that he taught. He taught me all my beginning stuff. He also taught me the extended pentatonic scale for the first time. So Chris Sherland. And so we've got this music theory 101 course that he taught, but I produced it, put it together. And so the sale is ending tonight. You guys can check that out at martymusic.com, Music Theory 101, taught by my guitar teacher. And it really is 50% off. And so it could be another 6 months before that kind of sale runs. So I appreciate that support. In the meantime, I'll talk a little bit about some music theory. And once again, you can bring, type your questions in because I've got someone helping out. Brian, anything yet so far that I need to talk about?
Nothing.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
This gentleman having trouble with a buzzing noise from his cable.
Yeah.
Not sure what to do about it.
Well, if you have a Strat kind of guitar, single coil type of guitar, they buzz really, they have a loud buzz, and then you add some effects and some overdrive, and now you have a really loud buzzing guitar. So that could be one thing. Obviously, you can always change out cables and stuff, but I have a feeling that's like probably a normal noise from a single coil guitar, just a guess from my experience. Yeah, I don't know. So one thing with music theory is just like knowing the notes on the guitar, and you don't have to memorize it. You can naturally, the more you play and explore learning the instrument, you eventually start to memorize the notes. Like, for instance, you might memorize when when you're doing that tuning thing, that the fifth fret on the E string is an A note. So if I was looking for a C note on the E string, and I already had memorized that that's A, then I could be like, I don't have to go E, F, G, A, B, C. I could go, oh, I know that's A, B, C. So the open strings, knowing those, really important. And then eventually, organically, through playing and exploring, starting to memorize the notes all over the neck. If you're just have zero music theory experience, knowledge, anything like that, if I just talked about the notes that we use in music, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts over again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it just goes until only dogs can hear it, and then dogs can't hear it, and then, that's it. So A, B, C, D, F, G, if I just kind of like go A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F. So what I'm doing there is B to C and E to F, I accented differently. B to C and E to F are the spots on any musical instrument that's only a half step. So if you look at my guitar right here, if I go from one note to the next possible fret up, that's a half step up. Half step, that's a half step. Going down, half step, half step, half step. A whole step is skipping a fret. So like if I was right there, a whole step up is skipping a fret. So in music, if you go from one note to another note, I could say, well, on any musical instrument, one letter note to the next letter note is a whole step on all instruments, except for two spots, B to C and E to F. So if I knew that this was the open D string here, and I knew that B to C and E to F are the half steps, all the others are whole steps, then I could climb up the notes on that D string with that kind of formula in mind. Open D, D, A, B, C, D, E. So D to E is a whole step. So the E note is on the second fret. Remember what I said, A, B, C, D, E, F. E to F is a half step, so F is right here. So D, E, F, whole step to G. All right, what note is one whole step up higher than G? Let me know in the comments. I went through, I went D, E, F, G, and now I'm on the 7th fret of the D string. So what note is that? Donald Espinoza got it. It's an A note. So that was just what I was saying. Like the music notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and it keeps going and going, and it never stops. So watch. I can go D, E, F, half step to F, remember? So D, E, F, G, A, B, half step to C. C, D. I'm at D again. So if you look on the guitar, the double dots is the octave of whatever open string you're playing. That's like where you start over. And this may be really basic to some people, but this live stream is Music Theory 101, not 201 or 301 or 401, 101. But even just the basic finding that, naturally, organically memorizing all the notes on the guitar will really, really pay off. For instance, that jam track I was playing in was in the key of A. So if I know, I could just start by, and I'll just do it right now. I'll just play every A note that I know on the guitar right now. Here we go. I'll start from low to high. So I went out. I couldn't not play more notes after I got through every A. I played every A on the guitar. Then I went to the A minor pentatonic scale. That's what we need to do. So, and actually the progression I was playing is like it is Rockin' Around the Clock or all these different, it's just a 12-bar blues. But I was kind of thinking, Call Me the Breeze by Leonard Skinnard. Okay, so Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. Those are the open strings to memorize. B to C and E to F are the half step, so any other natural note is a whole step. So that's just a good starting point. So if you know any open string, then you can at least climb up that formula to start to like memorize. So if I just like went blind here, or just close my eyes and just pick this note, then I could kind of reverse engineer and go, what note is that right there? Well, I know it's a G note because I just have it memorized, but a good way to do that is it's so high up close to that double dots that I know that the open A string double dots is the A octave, and I'm only a whole step lower, so I could literally figure it out just by knowing that octave. Oh, okay, so it's the 10th fret right there. If someone says, hey, we're going to play J.J. Cale jam in D, then, and like just the minor pentatonic, you're going to want to go, oh, D. Well, I got to plug that in. It's on the 10th frets of the E string right here. Brian, what's up?
We have a super chat from Josh Norco.
Josh Norco, always tuning in, Josh Norco.
Michael Green.
And Michael Green.
We appreciate both.
We appreciate it.
And Michael Green actually said he appreciated you.
Oh, well, thank you, Michael Green. That's going to go towards lunch that I ordered for Brian and I. I got like a kind of like a healthy greens bowl, Brian. I hope that's all right. Michael Crowell asked a good question. Like, can you please sum up at some point what's all the important steps to understand music theory? Well, one thing is definitely my Music Theory 101 course, 50% off ending tonight at midnight, is going to take you step by step. But that's if you don't want that, that's all right. I started with saying music, and it's music theory for guitarists, right? So you want to know the open strings. Then you want to be able to find every note on the guitar. And I just went through a formula to kind of start with that. You can watch this stream when it's over and review those basic concepts. Okay, so another thing from there is you just start to learn what are called intervals. Intervals are the sound of the distance between two notes. For instance, a half step also has the name of a minor second. So from the open E, the minor second is an F note. And it sounds like Jaws. So that's called a minor second. But if I went a whole step, that's called a major second. So from E, skipping a fret, so a whole step is also known as a major second. If I go open and to the third fret, that's called a minor third. If I go open, and by the way, every note has a minor third distance. If I picked this note right here and I wanted to go to a minor third up, it would be like this. Yes, Fort Slinga, my Music Theory 101 class is 50% off ending tonight at midnight at martymusic.com. Weekend sale. This Saturday. Marty Music is blowing out the music theory out of your ear hole. Come on, get it 50% off. Come on, get some. Was that all right? What do you think, Brian? Brian was chuckling. Takes a lot to get Brian to chuckle.
I was just thinking about Jerry at Guitar Tooth.
Jerry at Guitar Tooth. Brian's got like 5 solitaire games going on right now, you guys. Oh, Monster Truck Rally. That's exactly what that voice is. But Guitar Center used to do that too. On the radio, they'd have the same Monster Truck voice. This Sunday, Guitar Center's blowout sale. The biggest, baddest sale you've ever. Kramer, Fender, Gibson, Ibanez.
Josh Bendo, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Josh. Josh for the super chat. Josh Bendo. Yep. Thanks, Josh Bendo. Okay, so knowing all the notes, we were talking about intervals, right? I could start somewhere else just to show you. I'll start on the 5th fret of the D string, which is D, E, half step to F, G. It's a G note. A minor second up from G is a G sharp or A flat. A major second is a whole step up from here. It's an A note. So like in music school, they'd be like, Marty, what's the major second of a G note? A? Right, very good. Okay, so then minor third, and that true story, by the way. They just go and pop quiz you and or play it. They'd go, Marty, what interval is that? I have no idea. I'm just a guitar player. All right, you over there that plays piano, a major second, sir. All right, and where are they now? I'm in my bonus room. That's where I am. Okay, so the first 2 notes of a lot of rock and the minor pentatonic scale is a minor third. It's also the building block of a minor chord, right? So knowing the notes all over your instrument, just naturally as you play stuff, start to know it. Then the intervals, because the intervals are the building blocks of understanding what sounds you can create. And the intervals have their own sounds. So a major second is the first thing of Happy Birthday. The minor second's Jaws. The the minor third is all the rock, Smoke on the Water and Iron Man. So then you have the minor third. You have what's next. The major third, which is the building block of a major chord. Now it looks like this, but I can also do it right here, which starts the journey of going, okay, I want to know my notes on the guitar because I can see it. So that's the major third. You hear a major third, it's the building block of a major chord, but it's also, you hear like the Beatles Twist and Shout, right? Like, so intervals, recognizing the distances between the notes. The one that's after the major third is the perfect fourth. But what's 1/2 step after the perfect fourth? That's in ancient times, that was known as the devil's interval, but composers couldn't use that interval. It's called a tritone. You couldn't use it because it was too dark sounding. But then, of course, Black Sabbath used it constantly. You hear that tritone in stuff like this. And it's also the blues note as a passing tone. So that's called the tritone. After the tritone, you have what's called the perfect fifth, which is the sound of a power chord. It's also the melody of Star Wars. Now I just defunded this whole video by playing that melody. Keep doing that, Brian. You need to put an electric shocker on me and like keep warning me not to do that. So you have those distances, and then when you start to memorize those intervals, then you have scales and chords, which are a combination. James Dare asks, why is it called perfect? I have a feeling it's like half, the vibrations like halfway. So like an octave is the vibrations doubled. And I want to say the fifth perhaps is like halfway. So in other words, an octave has that perfect sound. And I feel like a fifth has that really clean sound to it. Now there is a theoretical, term, perfect fifth, that I don't remember, but it's good to know. Then you have minor sixth, major sixth, minor seven, major seven, and then back to the root. And if you do that formula starting on C, you get what's called the C major scale, which on the piano is all the white keys starting on C, and then it goes to C, 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 D, E, F, G, Z, Greg Roberts says, lost me. That's okay. Start with Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. B to C's a half step between notes, and E to F, and start memorizing or finding the notes. When you're playing something, any chord, if I play a D, beginner D chord, I could just pick I'll just pick that note right there. What note is that? We got to figure it out. Well, open E, E to F's a half step, so that's F. F to G is a whole step, so that's G. But I was playing the second fret, so that's F. That's G. The ones in between those are black keys on piano, but they have two names. It could be G flat or F sharp. And I just, boom. Yeah, and look for sounds all over. That's good. That's good. But when it comes to music theory, there's like a set. You'll get the most out of understanding. Good job, James Dare. You'll get the most out of music theory by stacking the concepts with the very first one, which is Eddie 8. I mean, for guitar players, it would be Eddie 8 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. Knowing those open strings. Then going, okay, just going to start trying to figure out, like when you figure out a song like someone said, Smells Like Teen Spirit, please. So if I play that, and I'll just take the second chord. I want to know what chord that is so I can tell someone over the phone what the chord is. Or I'm in a rehearsal and I want to just say, without showing them, what it is. Well, that's a power chord. So that note, the lower note of the power chord, is the root of the chord. So I want to know what power chord this is. Well, it's the first fret on the A string. Some people are already saying it. David Espinoza says, is it a B? And that is a really good natural answer, right? Open A. I'm playing the first fret, so you think A, B, C, or something like that, right? And that's very natural.
A sharps and B flats.
Yeah, A sharp or B flat, right? So that brings me back to another. So in other words, this is a B flat, or you could call it A sharp. The reason they have two names, you don't have to worry about. That's not part of this Stack One. Stack It? What was that Stack app? Yeah. And Just 1 Second says, smells like Teen Spirit starts with an upstroke. Yeah, I'm familiar. I did do it. There's your upstroke. You need any more upstrokes? I'd love to tell you how many times I've seen that comment, by the way, but I won't. I just got lost, Brian.
We get up for the downstroke.
Yep, get up for the downstroke. So I said, oh, okay, that's a B flat. Okay. That's the beginning of just, you start to, the more you understand, the more you're able to teach yourself. The more you're able to just go on your own journey when you understand all the foundational stuff. Like, for instance, here's like another step, and you don't have to understand this yet, but if I said a major chord is a root, a major third, and a perfect fifth, now the fact that I was supposed to learn those intervals makes a lot more sense, because I've studied those intervals, and I can now stack them. So like root, major third, perfect fifth, root, major third, perfect fifth, root, major third, perfect fifth. Or that an A minor chord are the three notes A, C, and E. So if I know the A, C, and E notes anywhere on the guitar, now I can literally play every possible combination of those notes, meaning I can play any possible A minor chord anywhere on the guitar. So knowing the notes, understanding the intervals, then you go right into like the stacking chords and scales, which are intervals as well. And then you go from there. So one more time, the Music Theory 101 course I have is going, it's got a 50% sale that's ending tonight at midnight. We already did the Guitar Center voice. All right, throw some requests out, you guys. Jeffrey Richards from TikTok.
Because I've learned so much from this wonderful man.
Jeffrey Richards and TikTok, by the way, you guys. Love you. I've been having fun with you. It's a different kind of audience that's been fun to learn about. So thanks.
Know what a pentatonic box is?
A pentatonic box. Well, you have a scale, which is a group of notes, right? A box is really referring to the geometric shape of those notes laying across the guitar. So like a little box of the A minor pentatonic would be right here. Because the notes are like a perfect square box. If you were to look at a diagram, it's a box. Someone said La Bamba. when you're playing the minor pentatonic, depending on what position, there's 5 positions of it as you go up the neck. There's always boxes, but you have to, there's other spots where it's a minor third and not a major second shape. So you're always going to get, if you stay in one spot, you're going to always have a box within other notes too. Let's see. A lot of requests. Pixies. That's good. Did I just see Rick James? Oh, Dio by Jerry Garcia. I can actually do that one. Some dirty pots in the guitar here. Someone keeps asking my favorite Nirvana song. A lot. I appreciate that. Thanks for the enthusiasm. Favorite Nirvana song? Man, I have no idea, but I guess Lithium comes to mind off the top of my head. Okay, a few shout outs. One more time, thanks for watching. Got that Music Theory 101 course. 50% off until midnight tonight. I calls them like I sees them. I see a lot of discounts in the house tonight. Oh, yeah? Just as soon as I said it? Well, that's our old dear friend Brian Rashap, who's also a musician. But I just want to throw him out because Brian Smith here just told me he made a comment but about him. Not that any of you guys know him. It's more inside. But that was the first time I ever went to Guitar Center, was with Brian Rashap back in high school. We went to the one in, is it like Orange? Garden Grove or Orange. It's like not there, though. It moved. It's not. It was the one that moved to Fountain Valley. That's like literally how long ago? Like, 30 years ago over. So Brian, thanks. Brian Rashap, not the Brian here, but that same Brian Rashap that first time I went to Guitar Center ever was with him. He's also the first person to show me the minor pentatonic scale as well. So thank you, Brian Rashap. Everyone thank Brian. Thank this Brian too. Okay, a few shout outs. Joel Rabon wants Nothing But a Good Time. I did that one. I don't think I remember it anymore. They say the heart of rock and roll is still beating. And from what I seen, I believe 'em. All the old folks let me barely breathing. But the heart of rock and roll is still beating. Yeah. On YouTube, Facebook,
We got a few people that bought their first guitar today. That's pretty
TikTok, rock and roll. First guitars, congratulations out there. If I know any easy ways to learn guitar, I'll let you know. Ha ha ha.
Take us to the tone zone.
The tone zone with the bass katona. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Healthy grain bowls are ready, Brian. You're gonna love it.